Yes, you're welcome to my channel. It's your boy Jacob. Now today basically I'm going to talk about the career of theater assistants as one of those courses someone can take up when they have just finished their senior 4 or their senior 6. Some people go and say, but why don't you talk about doctors? Why don't you talk about pharmacists? I mean, basically, if you went to senior 6 and you scored your A's and you went to the university, why should I talk about you? There's nothing to talk about you. You've accomplished your career. You've got everything any other person would like to get. Why should I discuss about you? So basically my content is for those people who are struggling at the grassroots, those who failed to get these points to take them to the university, or they got financial issues, they didn't manage to get to the university, or they didn't score so well and they want to try out on some of these medical courses at the grassroots, the certificates, the diplomas, and you are looking at the best available options. Basically, that's what my content is all about. People at the grassroots who are trying to get in the medical field and trying to look out for the right courses which can make them comfortable, which can add on their income, which can help progress in their career, and you're looking for the right choice of a course. So basically that's what my content is all about. And today we are going to look at the career of a theater assistant. Now most people don't know this career, but it's one of those very good careers if you want to take up and you're not so much into nursing, you're not so much into being a laboratory tech, and you are looking for something a little bit specialized. You can take up a career of a theater assistant. Now the beauty about being a theater assistant is you don't need to be so constrained about sciences. To get an admission in this school, whether you have sciences or not, they'll be able to take you. And this gives a great option to some of those people who say, but I don't have physics, but I don't have chemistry, but I did my arts so well, but I want a science course. This is the right course for you. Being a theater assistant is a very good course. They are not so much constrained on sciences like the nursing and the labs where you need science subjects to join them. Being a theater assistant, whether you have sciences or not, they will take you up, and it's a very good course. The popular school which usually takes up theater assistants, if you want to take up and study this course, is Rubaga. Rubaga has been training theater assistants for a very long time, and they have experience in training them. Other schools have opened up in Gulu, and I think another one opened up in Ishaka. So if you are interested in taking up this course, you can go in some of these schools. Now the course is around 2 years. You take up this course. They have a number of subject matters where you study and you qualify as a theater assistant. Now theater assistants basically specialize in surgical techniques, assisting surgeons, knowing various instruments, preparing the OR. So that's more of a specialized field. For the nurses, they study it as a subject matter, but the theater assistants study everything about surgical techniques. So it's a very, very important profession if you are interested in it. Now, career-wise, how much money do you get as a theater assistant? Now, most theater assistants per public service, they earn a U6. A U6 is slightly more than a U7, which enrolled nurses are given. So let me say if an enrolled nurse per government scale is given, let me say 700, theater assistants are around 800, because enrolled nurses are given a U7 upper and theater assistants are given a U6. That's what the public service gives them, and I don't know the reason why, because they are all certificates, but I think because they are few and it's more of a specialized field, they give them something slightly upper than what enrolled nurses get. So most of them per public service, they get a U6, and which is quite very good money for someone who studied that amount, that profession. So basically, theater assistants, they are not so many, but their jobs are there. They get them, most of hospitals hire them in their OR, and also their government jobs are still available, unlike where most nurses are so many and they have taken up all the jobs. Theater assistants still have jobs in public service, so most of them easily get jobs than the nurses because they are not quite so many. So if you are looking at one of those careers which are more specialized and you want to take them up, you can take up a career of a theater assistant. I would encourage you to take it up because when you look at what other careers are getting, like let me say primary teachers who are getting a U7 lower, so a theater assistant earns slightly more than a primary teacher and an enrolled nurse. So if you are given somewhere around 800 on a government scale, that is a very good money for a startup for any Ugandan. So it's a very, very good career of 2 years if you want something to do with a specialized field in surgical techniques. Here in the US, theater assistants are called surgical technologists. It's also a worldwide known profession. Here they call them surgical technologists, and they also go to school to study. So let's look at what you can do after you obtain your certificate in theater assistant. Theater assistant is the only certificate where you have no upgrade. That's the unfortunate thing about it. They are trying to put a diploma in Lubaga in that course, but it's not yet popular. So what more theater assistants do after their career? Theater assistants, most of them change profession because there is no upgrade like degree in that field. So most of them change profession and go and do clinical medicine. When you do that certificate in theater assistant, you stop there, or if you want to upgrade your career, you change your career completely. So most theater assistants I've seen, they go on to do clinical medicine. Most of them are admitted in clinical schools because being with a certificate in theater assistant is an equivalent to senior 6. So most of them are given admission in clinical schools. They study, they finish. After that, you can either become a clinical tutor. So the sky is the limit when you start up some of these courses. Let them not tell you that when you do it, you have no upgrade. No, what you do when you have that certificate, you can either go and do clinical medicine. Most of them, almost 60%, they go and do clinical medicine. From there, you can advance your career and become a health tutor or do anything you want, because once you have clinical medicine and diploma, you can ask for all these degree courses in a medical field and you can be given. So basically, that's what I can talk about a career of a theater assistant. It's a very good career, and if you're one of those people who is not interested like being a laboratory assistant, or you don't want to be a nurse, and you want something in the medical field which is more specialized, you can look at a career of being a theater assistant.